going to be looking at Kaci Foxx Avenging Angel today, and I'm going to be setting up my custom character. So I'm using this beautiful character by Quang Phan, and I want to just change her just a little bit, and thankfully the developer has provided me some awesome tools to do so. I'm going to select the character that I want to modify, and the first thing that I'm going to do is duplicate her. So over here in the hierarchy, I'm going to select her and Control D to duplicate. I'm going to rename her. And then I'm going to drag her down into a folder to make a prefab variant. The reason I'm going to do this is that now that I have a prefab variant, it's still connected to the original prefab, so if Quang Phan does any kind of updates, then it will remain connected to that, and all of those updates will trickle down to my character, but it will not overwrite the changes that I have done. So let's drag her down here to the bottom so that I can keep up with her, and then the first thing that I want to do is hit reset on the transform over here in the inspector. Just double click on her so that we come over here to her, and then I can see where we're starting out. Now what I want to do is basically I want to change her hairstyle, and again these hairstyles are provided by Quang Phan, and you can actually buy a package with all kinds of different hairstyles. This came with the package. I like it. It's got the ponytail, it's got a flower that I want to use that's going to have some meaning on the game. For now, I'm going to disable the mask. I'm not going to delete it because in the game she may be wearing a mask occasionally, but I'm just going to turn it off for the original, for the starting. So here we have the basic start for the character, and what I want to do is change up the coloration some to match my game, match my visions for my character. So let's just let's select her face, and you'll see that that's under the head morphs. And so if I want to change the coloration of her skin, I'll click over here in the inspector on the materials, the MI head XY, and then you can see this down here in the project folder. So I'm going to do this, and again I'm going to hit Control D and copy that because I never like to modify originals. And as I said, what this will do is when the developer does any kind of updates, I can update without overwriting my stuff. So when I duplicate the material that I want, rename it, go back over here to the head morphs again, drag this into the material on the model, come back under projects again and click this again, click the material again, and come over to the materials inspector, and now I can start making some changes. So you can change the base color and use some of the other textures that the developer has provided, but I'm okay with that one. We'll just leave it as is for right now. You can change the dirt texture or any of these other things. You can add a tattoo if you want to. So like if you wanted to add the tattoo, you just need to boost it, bring it the boost up. Then you could change the color if you wanted to. I'm probably not going to use a tattoo on this particular player for Kaci. I did use a tattoo for Raven. You can use the dirt and boost it up. Boost it up, change the roughness however way you want to make that look right. I might add a little bit of that a little later, but for now I'm just going to leave it as is. Let's go ahead and add some lipstick for her. What I like to do, let me boost it up so I can see it when I make the change. Go into the color, I grab the eyedropper, the color picker, and I'm going to pick something out of her dress. I like to do this so that the colors are consistent. I don't like to use something like, you know, if I just wanted to use a red and went up here to this, and that just doesn't blend so much. So if I use the color picker, pick something out of the dress, maybe pick something a little brighter, and then boost it to the color that I want. So I like that. I can change it down to matte so that it doesn't have the lip gloss effect, or I can add the lip gloss. Actually, the defaults are fine, so now her lips match her dress, and I like that. You can add freckles if you want to, change the hair cap color, change it to cyborg skin if you want to, all of this kind of stuff. Down here you have makeup, and you can use extra makeup, and then you can change, like, say, her eyeshadow color. Say you wanted to, I don't know why you'd want, maybe blue, maybe some bright blue to just bring in some highlights to her eyes. And when you boost the, let's bring it in a little closer so that you can see what that's doing. So that just adds kind of a brightness to her eyes if you wanted to do that. You don't have to. You can use this other eyeshadow color. Again, let's just use a crazy color here so that you can see a big difference. Boost that up so you can see what that's going to do. You can add blush. Again, I'll just pick green so you can see it as a contrast to what's there, and you can add some blush. And then here is where you change the skin color, down here under the base color and the power. So you can change this to whatever color you want. I mean, if you want to be crazy and wild or whatever, or you can just choose a color, and then you can play with the power to determine how much that's going to impact the underlying color. And then there's some other settings I haven't really played around with yet, so I don't know what they do, but you get the color that you want. And then, of course, then you've got to select the body parts, the hands, the body, the lower body, and then drag that same color into those so that it matches. So you basically do the same thing with the eyes. That's under the head morphs as well. You come over to the eye material. That will highlight it over here in the project. So you can change that. I would duplicate it again, or you can use the eye blend color, which would, so like, go back into head morphs, bring in the eye blend color for the eyes, and then you can change over here in the project, select the eye blend color again, and then you can play around with these sliders to make things different, whatever color that you want to do. Get a color that you like. You can bake, you can boost it or not. You can change the size of the irises, however way you want to do that. So there's various things here you can do with the eyes. I want a specific flower, so you can go to the hair props here, the material for the hair props. Again, I would duplicate it. Drag that in. And then come back over here on the duplicate, and then you can change things around. I think the dirt color is pretty much what, so let's try the dirt color. Let's choose something really different so we can see a difference, and then start changing it. So then you can see how that does that, and then you can change the dirt roughness to change the texture of it a bit. You can change the blending colors, so like blending colors. Pick a color that you want and do the slider until that's pretty cool. Pretty cool little color. So you can just play around with that and get it the way you want. And there we go. This is the original, and this is the character that I have modified somewhat for my game. So you can see that I also changed the ponytail ribbons to match the dress. Changed them to red. Changed her hair color to black with some kind of reddish chestnut streaks, which is a texture provided by the developer. And she's good to go. Thanks for watching. subscribe and like if you would like to continue on our journey as we develop this game, Kaci Foxx Avenging Angel. Bye for now.